In a sense, I am, and I'm really excited about it. Actually, it's been really lovely to be able to work something out with both Sydney FC and Cricket New South Wales to base myself full time now around Sydney, and I'm really excited about it.
How are you going to juggle football and cricket?
I suppose hopefully in the same way that I have done for the last 3 seasons. Obviously there are points throughout the season where matches and schedules clash a little bit, and very, very fortunate to have some wonderful support from Cricket New South Wales and Sydney FC now, and also the coaches in terms of working with them and sorting out what works best for the team and myself in terms of those schedules and when things sort of get a little bit tricky around matches.
She talked about fairness and having all members of the team put an equal amount of time. Mm-hmm. How are you going to balance that with Sydney FC?
Look, I think where she was coming from in terms of talking about that is that I live in Sydney, obviously, so to travel and train with the team all week was almost impossible because of my cricket commitments and also the uni that I do back in Sydney. So I think it'll be a lot easier this time around being based in Sydney, so that I can go to both training sessions throughout the day and during nights as well. So I think, as I said, I'm really excited about being based purely around Sydney and playing for both teams.
Ellyse, it really is a perfect fit, isn't it? Because you've got Sydney FC potentially training across the way there and training for the Breakers right here.
Yeah, well, if we get days like this too, it's pretty hard to walk away from such a lovely precinct, and it's really exciting. I think what the Trust does for sport around Sydney here is just wonderful, and the facilities that we have for both cricket and football are second to none, I think, in Australia, and so it's really nice to be around such a wonderful environment.
How important is it to have someone like Ellyse on board, because there's no getting around the fact that she's a very marketable product, isn't she?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I think her commitment to both sports, it's just a credit to her to be able to do that. And we were here the other night and I was trying to wear her out, and I can tell you that I looked at her as the measuring stick, and at the end of a session of about 45 minutes she wasn't puffing at all. And I think the fact that she's playing both soccer and cricket helps with her endurance. Also the foot skills that she has with soccer, I think they cross over with cricket, with her footwork as well, and hand-eye coordination. So for us to be able to foster and help her be able to do both sports, I think we've got to do everything we possibly can. It's not like we're paying her $1 million or a professional to do it. So if both sports can work together, I'm sure that we can work some things out for her so she can be able to play both.
She is a cricket all-rounder as well. What do you see as her main strengths within the team?
Definitely her fast bowling. I think she's probably one of the fastest bowlers in the WNCL competition and the T20. So her pace and bounce is definitely a bit of a scare tactic for the other teams. Very handy with the bat as well. The unfortunate thing for her is that when you look at our batting order, she sometimes doesn't come in until about 6 or 7, so which is quite low, I suppose. But then again, she's good for finishing games off, and in the field I've never seen an arm like hers, so she's pretty talented all round. It's very, very hard to find a negative about her cricket skills, that's for sure.